get the last couple people here because it's a quiz day, but let me go through what our plan for the day is. We're going to start with the traversals quiz. I hate to say I am going to skip the warm-up because I have found this lecture takes a long time. Go ahead and do those questions. These are old these are old questions about the start of the year. So it's just refreshing some ideas that we went over back then. It's good for you. Okay, so what we are going to be working on for the most part today is U7L1 parameters and returns. What's due is a traversals quiz. Your hackathon is due on the 3rd, not the 1st. Apologies for that. U5, U8 loops, please make sure that you've gotten that done and turned in if you can. Do remember, I am not dinging you for late points, so do not stress over getting something in late. Please get your work in as quick as you can, but one of our missions is to try and take stress off of you. Not charging for late submissions is a good first step in my mind, because what I'm most concerned about, there's Florian, is just that you get the skills that you need to build these apps. I want you to be proficient. So I'm not worried about the fact that you got it done late. I'm worried about you understand how to do it. Okay, we're just missing 2, I think. We will give them a moment. Let's finish. So our objective today is that you will be able to create procedures, functions with parameters to organize code and make it easier to reuse and determine the result or effect of a procedure or function call. There is Summer. Hang on, we're only missing 1, I swear. No, we're missing 2. No, I swear we got Andrews on. Well, anyway, we'll figure it out. Yes, Andrew's here. Okay, the only other thing I quickly wanted to go over was, oh help, why aren't I sharing? The only other point I wanted to go over was a note that I sent everyone this morning, and it comes with my apologies. I made a mistake in the way I set up my Canvas. I didn't realize that once an assignment has been given, assessment points, it could change depending on what category it landed in when I imported the assignment. All the teachers for AP CSP, we all make these different assignments depending on the day. So we all share them and you have to import them. My mistake was I did not drag my assignment into the right folder. So I have told you the right thing all along. This is the idea that U5L4, the app, is only 14 practice points. It is not assessment points. It had gotten into the assessment column. So it is back in practice. The other weird thing, this is for MCPS, I can only have basically 1 assignment for practice prep a week. We're only supposed to have 9 assessments and 9 practice preps for the whole semester. It just doesn't make sense not to give you warm-ups. So we are trying to combine warm-ups and other things into a single practice points grade. Sometimes it might be a little less than what the total practice points were we did that week. I apologize. It just sort of is what it is. The other thing is you are seeing zeros. The reason for this is your parents are more confused by the MCPS 50% policy than you are. They can't figure out who is missing work and who just did a terrible job. So I have been instructed that I have to use zeros during the main part of our, interim, and that I will convert to the 50% rule at the end, okay? I believe those are all the confessions that I have to make as to why your grade may have changed between 2 days ago and today. Please let me know if you are seeing anything that doesn't make sense. I do count on you to know your grade better than I do. I have 170 students. So I just can't check every single one to make sure. Like an issue in code.org, I have to use a grading sheet to manually write down your grade in code.org and then transfer it over to Canvas. I will admit I have made mistakes. You know, it's just clerical errors. You put it in the wrong column, things like that. So ideally, everything will get squared away. If you see something you think is wrong, let me know. You are probably right. I am always interested in making sure that you get all the points you deserve. All right? Breathe deep. We are going into parameters and returns. Oh, one thing. Let me quickly show our module. So in the module, this is the worksheet and a set of slides, all right? So go in here. You want to open the document and you want to open the slides, okay? This one, the slide presentation. The slides are actually what you will be working on. The activity guide is great. It tells you everything and it provides you the graph paper to draw your thing, but that's about it. Most everything else goes on the slides. Okay, you do not need those yet, but I just wanted you to be aware where they are and what you're going to need to do with it. Okay. The other thing down here, when you get done with your hackathon app, since everybody's room probably has the exact same app, you only need to put one in, but put your app code, share your app code and drop it in this discussion. And we will all look at them after they are due and see if which three we like the best. All right. So that is that. Now we are back to not you, you. Okay. Unit 7, Lesson 1. Do not worry, we will be circling back to Unit 6, Algorithms. We are working on parameters and returns explore. Why would you want to make your code easier to work with or, oh, help. No, I'm not going into this yet. So that's everything. Let's do our quiz. All right. So that's the other thing I wanted to show. Here is the traversals quiz. All right, it's just 3 points. It's 12 minutes. It is 1:49. We will come out at 2:02 or so. All right, so you just need to go in there. The password, the fabulous password is traversals with a capital T, traversals. Traversals with a capital T. Please let me know if you are having any problems getting into the quiz. I am going to stop sharing so I can look at how people are taking their quiz. All right? Let me know if you are having technical difficulties or can't get into it. So far today, it's been pretty good.
What's the access code again?
Password is traversals, capital TRAVERSALS. It's in the chat. I'm gonna run and let my dog in. You're coming down to the last minute. Okay, I think everyone is done. Nope, somebody's still working. Okay, they'll be done in a heartbeat. Let me get back to where we need to be. Sharing with you. Make sure I'm not muted. No, Mr. Swift is not muted. They're my nice people. Why does it bounce back? Okay. Everybody okay? Everybody done with their quiz? Remember, the quizzes are very low points while we're working on our apps. The apps are the big points. This quiz is 3 points. Your hackathon will be 20 points, all right? So don't be dismayed, but do use these as ways to understand where you're having trouble because the AP is not going to be easier. These are tricky things. It's a lot of new information, and it can be hard to understand the notations that they're using sometimes. All right, we are in Unit 7, Lesson 1, Parameters and Returns Explore. My question, why would you want to make your code easier to work with or read? Please answer in the chat. I got great answers from the last class. Okay, I'm going to use my ploy. This question is really like the, where was George Washington buried? What color horse was George Washington's white horse? So Livia says, so it's easy to share, check, or improve, so others can debug easier. So finding errors and fixing them are easy. It is easier to debug if needed, so everyone can understand it better. Great job, Nathan. So the real reason for this is cleaner code, code with comments and stuff is easier for someone other than you to come up, look at your code, understand what they're looking at, and be able to see how the different pieces of your program work. All right. So we have some traditional strange code.org manipulatives that we are going to ignore today. Remember, these are representations, and you'll see them coming along. Basically, the envelope is your function. The post-its are going to be the arguments. What we are looking at in terms of parameters is very similar to indexes and elements, right? A variable with an index is a variable with an empty baggie that's waiting to be valuated with some element that's going to drop into it. It's the same situation with a parameter. The parameters are the baggies, and they are waiting to be evaluated with the argument for my function, which is my, why can't I think what my lesson is called? Anyway, here we go. So our first activity is I am interested in making a cake. Okay. So I want to make, here is my, technically this is actually a function, but it looks just like a variable. It has two parameters, tiers and flavor. Okay. If I want to make my cake, I need to figure out how many tiers I need and what flavor my cake is going to be. All right. So 3 is going to be my number of tiers. Lemon is going to be the flavor of cake. All right. The way this works, just like I was explaining, the parameters down here are like indexes. They are waiting to receive an element. Here you have parameters, and these are called arguments. It's the same thing. The argument is going to go into the parameter. All right. So tiers gets 3, flavor gets lemon. Remember that lemon has quotation marks on it. It's a string. 3 is just a number. Okay. Now look here. This is the outside of the envelope over here, right? It's got make cake, our variable. It's actually a function. It has our 2 parameters, tiers and flavor, and they have been evaluated to 3 tiers and lemon. Okay, if we turn around our envelope and look inside it, there is a recipe for baking a cake in there, and it is using our parameters. All right, so here we go. I have my make cake function. My layers are evaluated at 3. My flavor is evaluated as lemon. How does that work with my instructions? Okay, all that's going to happen is, gee, make cake must have how many tiers and what flavor? It's just going to be the same thing, right? So make cake gets 3 tiers and the flavor is lemon. Now, as the pieces of the program are called, certain things are going to happen. So tiers is going to be evaluated to 3 throughout this recipe, all right? So repeat tiers how many times? 3 times. Bake a what flavor cake? A lemon cake. Ice the cake. Assemble 3 layers into 1 box. Put in a box. All right, that is basically how it works. All right, here we go. Let's watch it. Let's watch the program run. We're going to move from the top to the bottom, but there is a function in the middle. Okay, so make cake has 3 layers and it's lemon flavored. Right? Then what happens? Repeat 3 times, bake a lemon cake. Look, so 1 layer, baked. 2 layers, baked. 3 layers, baked. Once we've hit 3, it's obviously evaluating, is 3 equal to or greater than 3? Yes, it is. So our program stops. Last piece, assemble 3 layers into 1 cake. That should get called 3 times, right? 1 layer, 2 layer, 3 layer. Put in a box. Gee, there's a box. Now the box closes. Now what's weird is it never told the box to close. All right, so here we go again. Make cake. It's going to have 3 tiers. It's going to be lemon flavored. These are our parameters. The parameter is a variable in a function definition used as a placeholder for values that will be passed through the function. So they are very similar to indexes and elements, but they are not indexes and elements. These are parameters and these are arguments. You will see these are all part of a function, okay? What was it that gave us indexes and elements? It was a variable. This is a function, so it operates differently. Those are the parameters. These 2 are called arguments. I don't know why, but they are. So the argument is the value that is passed to the parameter. My 3 layers. What flavor? Lemon flavor. Those are arguments, and they go into the parameters. Parameters are evaluated with the argument. So tiers gets 3, right? Flavor gets lemon. Okay, what if I wanted a 4-layer chocolate cake? What would my arguments look like? This is a fun one until everyone figures out that it's actually really simple. Okay, somebody needs to be brave. What if I wanted a 4-layer chocolate cake? What would my arguments look like? Again, beautiful, Sudanur. You've got tiers and you've got flavor. I want a 4-layer chocolate cake. So tiers would be 4, flavor would be chocolate. Thank you, Sudanur. Great job. Okay, remember, chocolate is in quotes. Okay, tiers gets 4, flavor gets chocolate, and I have a 4-tier chocolate cake. All right, we are going to be going into breakout rooms. These are new rooms. These are not going to be the hackathon rooms. I'm going to try and make them rooms of 3 to 4 since this is all very new to us. Now, I want to stop sharing here and go through our workbook and the slides and make sure everyone understands how to use these. Okay, the workbook is basically telling you what to do. So challenge 1, time to create your own function with parameters. You need the envelopes and sticky notes. No, you don't. Create a function envelope or use the slides. I'm going to show you the slides. Put the name of the function on the envelope. Okay, on the second slide, write your function. It can be written in pseudocode. Describe how to draw a simple house on graph paper. Think about the parameters. How would your function be used to draw different types of sizes of house? Give each parameter a unique name. You can have as many parameters as you want. When the parameter is referenced in a function, put a box around it to draw attention. Put the function inside the element, the envelope, sorry, already done with a Google Doc, okay? On the first slide of the challenge, put boxes on the envelope for each parameter and put the name of the parameter in the box. Choose arguments for each parameter. Write them in a box and attach the text box to the correct boxes on the envelope. Pass the information to a partner by sharing in your breakout room. The partner will draw the house following the instructions in the function using the parameter. Once they've finished, check and see if the drawing is as expected. Choose your new arguments. Choose new arguments. Replace the old ones. We're not going to get to that. So what you are trying to do is, oh help, why wasn't I sharing? It's all right. I was just looking at the guide. But let me show you here. So I read through these instructions for channel 1, and you get down to the graph paper. If I had 2 house parameters and they were simply doors and windows, I want doors and windows on my house. basically I want 4 doors and 4 windows and 1 door. It would end up looking like 4 squares and 1 rectangle. The problem is we are representing a house on a 2-dimensional surface. So I can't show you, gee, my door is in the front, I have a window on either side and 2 windows on the back side. It's just going to be 4 squares and a rectangle. So don't get caught up by that. Okay. Well, let me show before. Let me show you the crazy. So these are what you're going to be working with, right? You're going to be making this function, build house. So these, you need to figure out your parameters. These will be your arguments for your parameter. So if this was our cake, this would be, tiers, and this would be flavor. This would be 3, and this would be lemon. Okay, describe how to draw a simple house on graph paper. You're going to need to copy this so you can draw on it. All right. Okay, here is your partner's creation. So everyone's going to sort of pass to the left in your room. In the second challenge, on the front of the envelope, we're going to figure out how to do the cost of the house. So again, here's my windows, here's my door. I want 4 windows and I want 1 door. Okay, then write your program. Think about the parameters. How will these impact the cost? Add a return at the end of your function that returns the total cost. Okay? Your partners will calculate cost and parameters return. All right. Let me make our breakout rooms and let's get this party started. Okay, so these are going to be new breakout rooms. I'm just trying to make rooms of 3 or 4 because this is very new and I want you to be able to share your ideas. Okay. So here we go. We are going to have about 8 minutes in here. We'll be coming out at about 2:25. All right. Does everyone understand? Does everyone understand what they're doing? Get your slides and your activity guide, and you're going to work as a team to figure this out. Hi, Layla, David, Eric, can I help you? David? Eric? Hello? David and Eric, can I help you? You need to get into your breakout rooms. Oh, there goes Eric. David? David, you there? David? David? Everyone will be back in a moment. Okay, we are back. Okay, a couple people are having trouble with this and are saying that they thought they understood, but they don't really understand. Does someone feel that they could explain to a classmate and you guys could share, I could stop sharing, just how you went through this challenge one? I don't want to spend too much time because we got to do another. Let me walk you through this, all right? So we have our function build house. At the moment, it has two parameters. I could add a third one in here if I wanted, okay? I'm just gonna keep it simple. So my house has parameters. The last thing we did was making a cake. Our cake had parameters. It had the number of layers and the flavor. My house, I'm just gonna say I need windows and a door on my house, just to keep it to two parameters. If I had three, I could say windows, a door, and a roof. Okay, what are my arguments? My arguments are how many of these items I want. So I want 4 doors. I want 1 door, I want 4 windows, and I want 1 roof. Okay, so once I have that, I need to write out my recipe, right? So I'm going to start out with our basic recipe. Build house for, doors 4, or no, doors 1, windows 4. Okay, so this is going to be doors. This parameter is doors. This one's windows. This will be 1. This will be 4. Okay, that's the top line. Then I need to do my cake layers. That's going to be my window since I have 4. I need to make 1 window. I need to make 2 windows. I need to make 3 windows. I need to make 4 windows. Then I pop out, right? Then I need a door. We're going to give me a door. I need a roof. We're going to give me a roof. Now now I have a house that has 4 windows, 1 door, and a roof. How do I represent that on my graph paper? I'm going to have 4 squares for the windows, and I'm going to have a rectangle for the door, and I'm just going to make a V to represent the roof. That's all it is. We cannot, if we were using Tinkercad or something, we could be showing I need a door in the front, I want a window on either side of my door, and I want 2 windows on the back side of my house. All I can do on graph paper in 2 dimensions is show the numbers of what I got. I can't say how big my house is. I guess I could, say that it is 15 blocks by 15 blocks or something. Okay, we are going into the next one. This is going to be about using the same function that you created here and figuring out how to cost it, how to figure out how much your house is going to cost. All right, so let me get in. All right, here we are. So let's look at another function, this time one that calculates the cost of making a cake. Remember, it's 100% equivalent to your house, all right? So cake, tiers, and flavor. How do I do cost, all right? My cake has 3 tiers, it's lemon. My parameters are tiers and flavor. My arguments are 3 and lemon. So tiers gets 3, flavor gets lemon. I look at my cake. Now this is no longer just a recipe for a cake. It is costing my cake, okay? So I have, like I said, it's gonna be cake has, well, first of all, we need to create 2 local variables, var flavor cost and var total, all right? We're gonna be using those to get our costs, okay? Then we need to evaluate what our options are. So each flavor has a different cost. Chocolate is $5, lemon is $4, vanilla is $3. It's just arbitrary. But determine the value of flavor cost based on the argument passed through the flavor parameter. So what is our flavor? Well, then total equals flavor cost multiplied by the number of tiers, right? Our flavor we know is lemon. Lemon costs $4. So 4 is going to be multiplied by the number of tiers, right? There are 3 tiers. And that is going to give us the total. What is the return total? After running this, what does flavor cost equal? Okay, what does total cost equal? So we start out, we have our cake cost 3 and lemon. So we know our flavor is lemon, and that says that lemon equals 4. Lemon is $4. Okay, what does the total equal? Flavor cost multiplied by tiers. How many tiers? 3. 3 times 4 is 12. What does it mean return total? A return does 2 things. It stops the flow of the function if a return is inside of a conditional. If that condition is met, the function ends there. Let me repeat that. A return does 2 things. It stops the flow of a function. So if a return is inside of a conditional, if that condition is met, the function ends there. It stops. It returns a value to the place where the function was called. Okay, what does that mean? All right, we've called the cost cake function. It has returned the value 12. This envelope with our function cost cake, our parameters, and our arguments is the cost cake function. That's what an envelope represents, a function as opposed to a variable. Okay, it has returned a value 12. If I look inside cost cake, it is 12. What happens to that value? How is it stored? Okay, let's return to our variable baggies. A function return value can be stored in a variable. Okay, so we are putting the whole cost cake function into the variable cake calculator. What happens to cost cake function? Does it stay as cost cake 3 and lemon? No, it becomes the final valuation 12. All right, so it evaluates out to 12. That's all cake calculator gets. Okay, so cake calculator gets the function cost cake. The function cost cake with 3 layers at $4 a layer evaluates out to $12. That is what cake calculator gets. How does it look in JavaScript? var cake calculator gets cake cost, round parentheses, 3 comma lemon in quotes, right? So that is what, now it's interesting. They have failed, right? Their program will not work because they are using cake cost here, but they made their, what can I think? Function cost cake. Will that work? No, it will not. But for our purposes, we're saying after the expression is evaluated, cake calculator will store the value 12, which is what cost cake should equal, not cake cost. See, evencode.org is making mistakes that they still haven't caught. It's not that easy. We can also print to the console log like this. Console log, round parentheses, quotation, cake cost, colon, we're concatenating, so we're printing that, plus cake cost, parentheses 3, comma, lemon in quotes, round parentheses, second round parentheses, semicolon. And that is going to print cake costs 12, but we know it's actually not going to print anything because our function is named cost cake. So that will not work. Okay, this is the last thing we have. We only have 3 minutes left in class, so I'm not going to put us in breakout rooms. You're going to need to do this for homework and we can start thinking about it. All right, challenge 2 on your activity guide. Let me quickly go through the wrap up. Functions with parameters and return values help us simplify our code. Functions can only return one value at a time. Only, 12. A function can have no parameters and no returns. A function can have parameters but no return values. A function can have return values but no parameters, or a function can have parameters and return values. Remember, it can have any of those. Those are not what define it as a function. Our vocabulary: parameter, a variable in a function definition, used as a placeholder for values that will be passed through the function. Think of that index and element. That is your parameter and your argument. Argument is the value passed to the parameter, what the parameter is valuated with. Return, used to return the flow of control to the point where the procedure, also known as a function, was called, and to return the value of the expression. Okay, I'm going to come back in here. So what we need to be creating for the variable, for our function, make house, is we need to evaluate this. So we're going to have, my make house has 1 door and 4 windows. So it's going to start with make house, door, window, and it's going to be 1 door and 4 windows. You're going to need your local variables, right? You're going to need to capture the costs. Then you are going to, first I'm going to do my doors. I need 1 door, I need 2 doors, I need 3 doors, I need 4 doors. So just like the layers of our cake, it's a loop. It's going to get me 1 door, 2 doors, 3 doors. Once it hits 4, it returns and stops that loop. Okay. Then I need to make a door. Okay. Making a door is only going to be one thing. It's not going to be a loop. I also need to make a roof. Okay. We also are going to need dollar values on those. So remember this, come back and look at this guy. When you are worried, you're just going to arbitrarily assign a dollar value for your door, for your windows. Typically, a door is $10, a window is $5, a roof is $50. Okay? You're just making up whatever numbers you want there. But then you are going to capture them. I need 4 doors. My door costs $5. That's $20. I always say 4 doors. 4 windows at $5. My door is $10. That's $30. I need a roof. That's $50. That's going to be $80. So my whole house is going to evaluate out to 80 if I have 4 doors at $5 a door. Why do I keep doing that? 4 windows at $5 a window, 1 door at $10 a door, and 1 roof at $50. Okay? So you just need to fill that in that second slide and get that stuff turned in. Any questions, problems? We are 1 minute over and I apologize. We are done. Fait accompli. Great day. That was a lot to get through. It's all very new, but I think it's relatively straightforward. The idea that the argument is your element, your parameter is your index. It's doing the same thing in a function that you did in a variable. Okay? Bye.
Thank you. Have a good weekend.
Good luck with your apps. Let me know if you need help.
So, I had a quick question.
What? Oh, yes, you're asking me about, so what's the question, Alex?
So for the code in the let me share my screen.
Like they're saying, it can be pseudocode. It's just like that recipe.
So what is there like a specific method that I can type my is when I'm writing in the recipe? Can I just write in like build house one rectangle and then enter build house one roof? Could I do that?
Yeah, but it's going to be build house. Yeah, you're going to have, what was the first one you wanted?
One rectangle.
What's a rectangle? That's not a piece of a house.
Oh wait, am I supposed to
You're
like
building a house.
so like the floor?
You can do whatever you want. You are not going to name every single piece of a house. So what I'm recommending is just keep it simple. Make it, a door, a couple windows, and a roof. You can make it a door and a window. It doesn't matter. It's just, what you are creating is right here, what I have on screen. This is all you are creating for your house. Instead of cake cost, it's house cost. I'm going to have one door, 4 windows, and 1 roof. My parameters are door, window, roof, right?
Okay.
I'm going to create var house cost and var total. I'm just going to say doors are $5. Or no, doors are $10, windows are $5, and roofs are $50.
Okay, that explains
So
it.
that's all, it's very simple. I think you're overthinking it, all right?
Okay. And then actually I have 2 more questions. One,
Okay, I can't, I have to go to another meeting. What's the problem?
you gave me a 0 out of 10 for my Unit 5 lesson 11. But
Everybody, just stop with the Unit 5 less than 11. Shoot me an email. I believe I've already looked at yours, Alex, and gave you the points yesterday. Didn't you send me an email yesterday?
yeah.
Okay, if it's not going through, let me make sure that it's been, synced.
Okay.
So don't worry. I will take care of everyone, all right? I get it that these are causing people pain.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
No worries. You
I'm
okay,
sorry.
Lily?
Yeah, I don't mean to waste any of your time, but I just had a quick question.
No, I know that you were confused.
On my, it's about my actual app, like the hackathon thing. So
Okay.
I coded it, but when I'm doing like a Spotify app, and when I can share my screen real quick.
You said that it's having an issue with accessing the Spotify, right?
No, I didn't email you or anything.
Oh, somebody else had an issue with Spotify.
Yeah, I think it's my code though. So when I press here, sorry, 1 second. Just like when I start my app and like I choose like generates like songs like on the list like 1 through 25, like the same song appears every time.
Somehow you're not counting up your list. You're stuck on one thing. You're not saying chart length -1, possibly.
I said that here, but I don't know if.
Okay, filter track name. Okay, I really can't do this right now. I have got to go. I have to be observed tomorrow, and I have to have a meeting on that.
Okay.
Let me see if I can take a look. In my mind, that's what's happening. It's like the screen stop app, whatever, U5L8. The idea that I had a lot of students, there's 8 icons in there. I had a fair amount of students who only had 1 icon. Somehow they were not getting into the list. They were not getting into the list and moving down. They were just stuck on the one thing. Like they were saying, less than 0 when it should have been greater than 0 or something. Somehow there was only 1 value available.
Okay, yeah, I'll look at the other apps and see if I can figure it out.
Okay, and it looks awesome. And
Okay.
I'm so sorry. This is just a crazy, crazy day for me.
Oh, I understand. Okay, thank you.
Lily, just know I love your work and you are a fabulous student. I really appreciate everything you do.
Yes, thank you.
No problem.